Hello and welcome to Car Dealer Live. I'm James Bagger. I'm the founder of Car Dealer, and today we're talking used cars with Motorway CEO Tom Leathes. Tom, hello. Thank you for joining me. How are you?
Hey, James. I'm good, thanks.
Tom, some exciting stuff we've got to talk about, some new products that you're going to be launching. But just first, let's give those people watching just a little bit of an insight into the used car market at the moment. I mean, the dealers I'm talking to are saying it's increasingly tough out there as we come towards the end of the year. Used car prices are falling and falling pretty quickly. What are you seeing? Have you got any advice for them?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a year of two halves. I think we saw a very strong first half of the year across the market. And the second half has seen a lot of volatility in prices and a lot of change in prices, particularly quite rapidly over the last few months. And so there's still a lot of activity out there, but clearly there are some parts of the market that are more buoyant than others that are getting impacted by these prices, particularly at the higher end of the market. What we're seeing is that there's a lot more selectivity from dealers, making sure that they're buying the stock they can turn quickly, because the speed of turn, I think, is more important in this kind of market than ever before. And we've seen a very wide spread of interest across dealers, but they're picking up the stock they know they can sell well. So we've still had a strong second half of the year, but it's definitely been a lot more volatility in pricing.
Well, Tom, you've been on quite the journey at Motorway, haven't you? I mean, we've covered it extensively here at Car Dealer. You've been innovating and building different ways for dealers to buy cars. And in fact, we've actually produced a special documentary, didn't we, all about your journey. I'll make sure I put a link to that on the screen while we're talking now. But you've got some new things coming along, a bit more innovation. I mean, perhaps we could just talk about that. I mean, the first one is Motorway Trade. So, I mean, I think I can probably guess what that does, but maybe you could just give us a little bit of an insight on how that works.
Yeah, so we're very excited because we've got quite a lot of stuff coming out in the next few months, which I think is going to be also very exciting for our dealers. Now, we don't normally announce new products before they're released, but we are going to begin testing two new services on our platform before the end of this year. We wanted the dealer community to be the first to hear it from us. So since we started in 2017, Motorway's always been focused on helping private sellers sell their car, and thousands of dealers acquiring the best stock in our online auctions. And now we want to help dealers to sell their stock too. We think dealers need more choice and more flexibility in how they're selling their stock. And as we just talked about, with the speed of stock turn being more important than ever, we want to help them move stock faster. And that's whether it's to consumer buyers or to the trade. And that's why we're excited to launch two new products to help dealers do both of these things. So as you said, the first product is called Motorway Trade, and this is a dealer-to-dealer service enabling dealers to sell their part exchange or overage stock in our online marketplace. Now, trade selling has been the #1 requested service from our dealers in the past few years. Dealers are limited in their options. We think we can bring something new to the table. So how it works is dealers will be using exactly the same technology that we developed for private sellers to profile their vehicles, which is now powered by a lot of AI tools that make those end profiles as good as they can possibly be. So this creates super detailed profiles of the car very easily. They will then be uploaded to our daily sales and clearly labeled as trade to separate them from the ongoing private sales. And then all stock on Motorway, whether private or trade, will have the same high quality look and feel, and all of the detail within those profiles, now bolstered by our total car check data, that dealers have come to know and love. So the reason we think we can make a difference in this market is, first of all, this profiling technology and the ease of doing that dealers will have. They'll have the power to do that themselves. The ease and convenience of being able to use our platform every day. We have daily online auctions, and we have all the on-hand support from our team. And of course, we have this huge dealer network of 5,000 dealers across the country, which means we can create a huge audience for dealers to sell their cars to a really large audience online. And the final point is that it's free. So we're not going to be charging dealers to use the service to sell their cars, making it hopefully a super efficient way to get rid of that trade stock to buyers that are in market for it.
That sounds absolutely amazing. I mean, and an innovation that clearly dealers are wanting to see. I mean, but there'll be a lot of people out there that have got other ways of distributing their cars to other dealers. I mean, what makes this different? I mean, the first bit is obviously it's free. What are you getting out of this, and where are you going to be making your money?
Sure. So there are buyer fees in exactly the same way that there are buyer fees from private stock. So that's how we make our money. But what we're doing differently, I mean, Motorway, I think, has been the pioneer of selling online and understanding how you need to profile a vehicle with a lot of detail, and to also have a lot of support to ensure that only the best stuff gets listed. And we're bringing that exact same approach to the trade channel. So we think that is a real differentiator, because the buying dealers will be able to see much more detail than they typically can in other online platforms, and therefore make the most informed bidding and buying choices. And so, yeah, we're very excited to bring it to market.
Yeah, absolutely. So when is this one going to go live? The Motorway trade one first.
Yeah. So we're going to begin testing this early December. And then we're going to be rolling it out across 2024. So we're starting small, and just as we did with the original Motorway product, we'll be working very closely with our customers, making sure we're getting their feedback, using that feedback to develop the product, and then scaling quickly when we know we've got it right. But we're very confident that it's going to add a lot of value to dealers in this market.
Yeah, sensible way of doing things, and not content with just one launch. You've got two on your hands, haven't you? So there's the second one that you've told me about prior to this is Instant Match. So perhaps we can just talk to those people watching about what that means and how that's going to work.
Yeah. So yes, Instant Match is the second product we're launching, and look, we have millions of private sellers on Motorway looking to sell their car, and a large majority of these also need to buy their next car. And we've also acquired Total Car Check, which you know about, which also has millions of customers in market looking to buy their next car. And quite simply, we want to use this audience to help our dealers sell their stock faster than any other route. And we think there's a real opportunity for us to support dealer partners to increase this stock turn and selling to consumers in a really innovative new way. So the plans for Instant Match are to effectively match dealer partners directly with consumers looking to buy. And the way it will work is that we're going to enable these millions of consumers to tell us the exact cars that they're looking to buy. And the moment a dealer has bought a vehicle from Motorway, they'll be instantly matched with private buyers specifically looking for that exact car. We'll then qualify those buyers and deliver the leads to our dealers, and hopefully before the vehicle even reaches the forecourt. So the aim is to take a typically 30, 40, 50-day process from acquiring a car to selling it just down to a few days, and therefore rapidly increasing the stock turnover, increasing margins, and also expanding the different options that dealers have to sell their stock. And so, we're very excited about this because it is a completely new way of doing this. And we think it's going to work extremely well, having done a lot of testing internally over the last few months.
So you can have dealers looking on the platform, choosing what stock to buy, deciding to buy it, and then instantly finding the buyer for it. So, I mean, what happens in between that process? I mean, normally those dealers, they go and pick that car up from the private seller, don't they? Take it back to their premises, do the reconditioning that they need to, and then hopefully put it up for sale and sell it on. Yeah. You're saying that process can be shortened.
Shortened. I mean, dealers will still be collecting the cars from consumers that they're buying. They'll still be taking them back to their dealerships and preparing them for sale. So nothing changes there. But what we hope is that we're going to be giving them buyer leads very early in that process. So hopefully before they prepare the car, while they're preparing the car, so that they can sell it before they have to market it. And so the idea and the aim that we're going for here is that dealers acquiring stock on Motorway are getting buyers with those cars. And that just allows them to sell them faster, and therefore we hope they'll be buying more cars through Motorway than other routes.
There'll be people watching this though, Tom, who may be connecting the dots, putting 2 and 2 together and making 6, and saying, "Well, hang on a minute, why are Motorway still using us dealers? Why aren't they doing this themselves?" I mean, perhaps we could just answer that question, because there'll be a lot of people thinking that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy to put on record that there is absolutely no plans to do that. We've never wanted to do that, and it's not what we're here for. I mean, Motorway is a marketplace. That is what we're good at. That's what we are. What we've built a very powerful platform around, which is matching demand with supply. And we clearly have done that very successfully in one way. And what we want to do is to turn that around and be able to do it the other way as well. but we have absolutely no ambitions to get in the middle of that sale. We're building all of these products to support our dealers to grow their businesses profitably and to do it in new ways that haven't been done before. That's the thing that drives us and always has.
So where are you going to be acquiring those consumer leads from? I mean, where because often when people are out there searching for a used car, there are traditional channels that they will go and look at. What's going to bring them to you? What's going to make them start their journey for that next used car with you?
Sure. Well, we already have a very, very large audience on Motorway. So we have over 5 million consumers signed up on the platform. We have millions of visitors to our website every month. And we also have Total Car Check, where there are also millions every month of people looking to buy cars. So this is one of the reasons why we've waited to do this. So it's been, obviously something we've thought about for a long time. We know we've got people selling cars. Surely they're interested in buying, and why don't we help them with that? But we wanted to wait till, firstly, we reached a level of scale where we knew we could do that with enough certainty to support dealers with a lot of the cars that they're buying and help them sell them too. But also because we've been building out all of the infrastructure in the core business, and we didn't want to distract from that, because doing that properly takes a lot of work, as you've seen. You've been around our operations a number of times. And so we just felt like now was the right time. The final thing I'll say is, we talked about it at the beginning of the call around the market right now. It's more important than ever that speed of stock turn is the thing that's focused on. And so that's why we're bringing these out as quickly as we can to support dealers with that in this market. And we think it's exactly the right things to be doing to make Motorway a go-to place for our dealers.
Tom, you're very close to the used car market, and you're talking to dealers every single day. What do you think is going to happen next to the used car market over the next couple of months?
Yeah, I wish I had a crystal ball and could tell you, because the honest answer is I don't know. But I think we can see a number of trends happening. Clearly, there's been a lot of change in pricing over the past few months. We expect that to settle. We don't know exactly when, but we would hope towards the end of this year, the beginning of next year, that prices will begin to settle. And actually, for us, it's the most important thing is certainty. I think right now it's hard for a dealer to acquire a car and know where the price of that car is going to be in 6 weeks' time. As soon as prices begin to just settle, wherever that settle point is, then both dealers and consumers, which are two sides of our marketplace, they get to understand the value of vehicles, what's likely to happen next, and then a lot more certainty comes back into the marketplace. So in the meantime, there's still a lot of activity, but there's also volatility. So I think we're looking forward to prices settling, because I think that'll give more confidence to everyone in the market.
Yeah, I think we all are. A little bit of certainty would be very much welcomed. Tom, thank you very much for giving up your time today, giving us your opinion on the used car market, and telling us about those two exciting new innovations for Motorway. I look forward to seeing them rolled out.
Thanks a lot, James. Good to talk to you.
Nice to see you. That's Tom Leathes, the CEO of Motorway. Now, for more car dealer lives like this one, you can log on to our website. It's cardealermagazine.co.uk and click on the Car Dealer Live tab at the top of the page. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Goodbye.